Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Caravan is a big box abstract game with a little game inside. There's not a whole lot of rules. The rules are crisp and concise, and it's very abstract. What you're going to be doing is moving your camels around the board in order to pick up and deliver cubes to certain locations on the board. The trick to the game is that once the camels pick something up for some reason, they can no longer move. What they're carrying makes them immobile. So you almost have to make a chain of camels in order to deliver the goods, and pass it from camel to camel to camel. Not really sure how that works thematically. This is a Rio Grande game, so I have to say it's pretty ugly and dull, and it has, camels in the sand type of theme that was probably more popular 25 years ago. So everything with it, it's a 2019 game. I honestly thought when I picked this up it was maybe a 2002 game or a 1999 game. I could not believe this game was released in 2019 from the look of it and just the generic theme they put on top of this. This is something from a different era. The game itself is fun. It does give you a lot of decisions. You're going to be you're going to be stealing cubes from other players and blocking them off to the best of your ability while also trying to accomplish your goals. So it can be a little bit mean. And that's unique, I think, to this game. And that kind of abstract. It doesn't, maybe that's not true, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be a mean game. But I think in order to do well, especially the higher player counts, you're going to have to cut people off. And you're going to have to steal from them as an active part of the game. Now, to temper that, everybody has a steal token, let's just call it that. And when you use it, you give it to the person you stole from. So if you don't have a steal token, you can no longer steal. If you have 2 or 3 of those you'll be able to get from other people, i.e. they've stolen from you, then you can hit people back. Or if you don't like stealing, you can hoard those steal tokens, and the stealing pretty much stops in the game, which I would not recommend. Usually when it's beneficial to you, you'll want to steal that cube. Everything else is very simple. 1 action to move, 2 if somebody's already there, 1 to pick up a cube, 1 action to move it all the way through your little zigzag of camels that you have. The theme doesn't really make sense to what you need to pick up and deliver does, but the fact that camels can't move with cubes kind of just blows everything through. But this is an abstract game in nature. If you're looking for a lighter abstract game, I think this will give it to you. It does give you some decisions, although the decisions usually seem rather straightforward to us of what you want to do. It's all a matter of how you want to position your camels, what side of the board they're on. There are cubes that might be further away, not as profitable to get, so every time you refill the board, the coin will be placed there to make it more attractive to go. That's a really nice touch. Without that, I don't think this game would work very well. So this game is a purge for us. It's just not the type of game that we like. The look, the theme, the feeling of it wasn't for us, but this game could be very popular if you like that style of gaming. This is a very mechanicized version of one of those. It's all about the mechanics, very little to do with the theme or what you're actually trying to accomplish in the game. If you like that kind of aspect, I think this will be more up your scale, but for us, it's definitely a purge. Here's Caravan from Rio Grande Games. You have a picture of camels. That's kind of cool that the other camel's head is an R in the Caravan. I don't know why I found that humorous. You're going to get a black cloth bag with this. We get some rules we'll look at in a few minutes. You're going to get the board. Now, the board itself is going to be kind of an abstract thing. It's a really nice board, actually, very colorful. You can easily see the spots you're trying to deliver to and the numbers on the board. Very good job. You're going to have no insert whatsoever. You will get some regular wooden cubes, I guess $19.99. You're also going to get the camels, the coins. The camels are really cool because if you look here, the cubes actually fit on the camels, which is a really nice little touch. And you get these little tokens that will be your steal tokens. Everything is really nice about what you expect from Rio Grande Games. Now, where the game is really going to shine is the player aid. This is fantastic. All of the scoring is here, all of your potential actions, and then your little steal tokens will fit right on here. This is excellent. This is some of the best that I've seen for a player aid, especially for such a simple game. Excellent components. They're a little dated. This game came out in 1999. I think we'd be like, wow, this is so cool. But in 2023, maybe not so much. Although the component quality is good, it's about what you expect from Rio Grande Games. Here's the rule book. You get a page front and back. You have the picture of the components right over here. Objective, how to set up. There's no picture of setup, but that's okay. It's pretty simple. And a game turn. And they put it in color-coded here in white, all of the actions. But keep in mind those actions are also printed here on your player aid, and all the scoring is on the player aid also. The detail of the actions if you want. A little bit of a picture here to kind of explain moving things around because it's kind of weird in this game, and the refilled in of the game and how to score. Very good rule book. You can easily pick this up in probably 10 minutes or less, and you'll be up and playing with no trouble at all. To set up the game is very easy. You'll draw one random cube from the bag and put on each of the 8 numbers on the board. Everybody will take 5 camels in their color. There are 6 in the game if you want to play an easier variant, but you will take 5. You will take your player board and you will put a steel token on it, so everybody will start out with 1 steel token. And after you do that, you're ready and you're set up and ready to play. To play the game is very easy. The first player will get 1 action, the second player will get 2, the third player will get 3, and the fourth player will get 4. This means if you're playing a 2-player game, the first player will get 1 action, the second player will get 2, then the first player will get 3, and the fourth player will get 4. After that, everybody gets 4 actions. An action could be to put a camel on the board, and you can put a camel anywhere that you like. Or if you want to move a camel, it also costs into an adjacent or diagonally adjacent area. That's also 1 action. If you want to move into a location with another camel, that's fine. That just takes 2 of your actions. Remember, on a turn, you're going to have 4 actions. If you're in an area with a cube, so say I have 4 actions, I want to put 1 out, I can pick up a cube for an action and put it right there on my camel. Now, on a turn, if a camel has a cube, he can no longer move, so I have to spend another action putting these out here, and that would be my 4 actions. On the next turn, I can spend an action, and I can move this through camels as far as I want to score. Once you score one of these, you'll be able to put it on your board. It's finalized. Nobody can take it from you, but it is now going to score, in this case, 6 points for you. These will score 3. And if you're in a location with a demand marker, these will score 1 point. I'll come back to those in a minute. Now, if you're in a location like this where the grain is holding a brown cube, and I am there, and I have a steel token, I can give this steel token to the green player, and now he will have that, and I will simply just steal this from him. When I steal from him, it will go underneath my camel, and that's going to showcase that it cannot be stolen again until I move it across. Then it will go on top of another camel, and it's eligible to be stolen. You can only steal if you have a steel token. So right now, I already stole. I gave my steel token away. I don't have that. Now, the green player may have 2 steel tokens, so he could steal as long as he has these. If he never wants to steal again, then stealing could theoretically be taken out of the game if somebody was to hoard those. When there's only 4 cubes left on the board, you will draw back from the bag and put cubes out on the locations that do not have cubes. The spots that did have cubes on them, there were the 4, will get a marker, and those will be put on those spots. And if you pick those up, those demand markers, they're worth 1 point. So that gives the harder to reach areas a little bit more incentive to go out there and grab those spots, because after a while, coins can be put on that spot over and over again. That's a pretty good spot and valuable spot to go to now. The game is going to end when the bag is emptied. Somebody will make 1 more delivery, and then the game will immediately end. Then you will score up who scored the most victory points from 6-point goods, 3-point goods, and the 1-point demand markers. Whoever has the most victory points is the winner of the game. Who should buy this game? Anybody looking for an abstract game? You don't mind the antiquated theme or the look of the game. It looks like something from a different time period. The game could have been in a smaller box, I feel. I feel like the box is taking up way much more room than it needed for this style of game. Could have been a lot smaller. There's not a lot of components in this at all. If you find that sort of thing appealing, I think this game would be more appealing to you. For a lot of people, I would say if this interests you, try it before you buy it. But it's a very serviceable game in its genre. Purge for us.